All right, new sprayer. And to be honest with you, I've been a little hesitant on carrying this on my website because it's a pretty expensive purchase. Definitely pro guys will probably be highly interested in it. Homeowners, yeah, I don't know about a homeowner. Maybe, maybe not. It's just it's a high dollar purchase for a homeowner. But I have no doubt there will be some homeowners that would want something like this. By the way, this is a mosquito sprayer. And by the way, I'm Pete with GCI Turf. I do hope you're having a great day. Let me find the battery right quick and let me get the battery charging. Literally opening this thing up for the first time, and I want to show it to you. I don't have a tremendous amount of time, so I need the battery charged up. Good gracious, look at that battery right there. Woo, holy cow. Let me plug this bad boy up right quick. That's the charger, that's the battery. So the battery's got 2 bars on it, so that should be enough to show you a little bit about this thing. Of course, I'm doing a one-off on this. No training, no instruction book. We're just gonna go off my experience with sprayers. I do want to preface this video saying this, that I am in no way a professional when it comes to mosquito control applications. I'm just going on my limited knowledge of it. You know, if somebody makes applications of mosquito controls in the comment, you can fill us all in on the intricate details. It is my understanding that you want a microfine droplet, and then you want some type of force behind it, because to my knowledge, mosquitoes hide up in bushes and plants and stuff like that. And you want to be able to blow up inside the plant and roll the leaves over to be able to get up under the leaves and that kind of thing. Just get extremely good coverage on the plant. You know, the things I'm telling you, take them with a grain of salt. I'm just the equipment guy that's got the application method. You want to do your own homework on actually applying a mosquito control and what insecticides to use and that kind of thing. Typically, when we go after a new line of revenue, we'll start with the customers we already service. And this will be a great addition to, you know, spraying the turf and aerating, seeding and all that kind of thing. And you can see it wouldn't take up much room on the truck. It's not very big at all. Right here, I'm assuming this probably goes, yep, just like that. You see it's not much to it. So, you know, you could put this on your truck, not take up a lot of room, and while you're already on, while you're already at a customer's property, go and knock out another service for them, and that way you can increase your revenue. And then of course, a homeowner, this would just come in handy to be able to spray all around your house, do your own insect control and all that kind of thing. Now I like that. Now the tank comes off. I need to see if you can get extra tanks for this. That way if you're running 2 different products, you don't have to cross-contaminate your liquids. Like I said earlier, been a little hesitant on launching this, but we're going to test the waters. I do have a link in the description below. You can get one if you want it. And if we sell enough of them where it justifies me carrying it permanently, I'll keep an inventory of them. But as of right now, they are on the website, and you can get one if you want one and try it out. And I'd love to hear your feedback on it, because I am so interested in this stuff right here. This is fascinating to me, all this molding and how this thing is put together and made. It's built very, very well. You know, the line of Flowzone products is a very good line of sprayers. And I am liking what I see. Now I'm assuming this right here goes like that. Yep, let's see, this is gonna go in here. Yep, just like that right there. And then you're gonna take this little thing right here, and that just slides right in there. Yep, that holds the tube on. Nice. And then this right here is going to connect this. Slides on there. Whoop. Put your clamp on first. So we're gonna put the clamp on first and then slide it up on here like that. Simple flathead screwdriver. It's a really big hose clamp right here. You just tighten it down. And let's come right here. Let's put this one on the outside. Slide this on. Now, one thing I'm really interested in is the reach of this thing, meaning how high can I spray with it? How high will the blower blow? Because I've got some pretty good sized crepe myrtles, and you know, they're prone to aphids. They hang out under the leaf of a crepe myrtle, and so you want to be able to get your material, whatever you're spraying, under the leaf blade. And so I've got some really tall crepe myrtles, and I'm just super curious if I can stand up in the middle of the tree under the canopy and spray up and it reach those underside of the leaves in the very top of the tree. That's going to be interesting to see if it's got the power to do that. Of course, we're going to try that out right here in this video. All right, so you got a little screw right here, and this one goes right here. It's got a little slot cut out the shape of the nut, and it fits in the plastic right there. You just tighten that down, and that'll cinch that on. That's a pretty cool looking nozzle. You got some adjustment right here. That's like a regulator. Listen, hear it clicking? So that's like a regulator you got. I'm assuming that changes the calibration or the amount of liquid coming out. And of course, that's the blower tube itself. All your controls right here. It's got like an Eco Boost, whatever that is. We'll try that out in a minute. I have no idea if it's the right way it goes on, but it's holding. That's all I care about. As long as it doesn't fall off my back, I'm good. Gosh, I just do not like all this extra. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care for it. All this stuff that, look, that thing goes around your waist. Of course, some people want it securely on their person, but I don't care anything about the belt thing. I'm good with just the shoulder straps. I will probably end up cutting these off. That's just how much I don't like them. And this thing right here that goes across your chest and buckles, I just don't like it. This thing just gets in my way, so let's just cut it and get rid of it. I've had this thing at my shop for over a year. I kid you not, it's been at the office for over a year. I've had it up on a rack in the warehouse and just haven't had time to get it out and show you. But I'm excited to show you today. The thing's pretty bad to the bone. Look at that. All right, so it looks like it's put together. Let's get some water in it, and we're gonna try this thing out. So I'll bring the camera under the tree, but just for reference, I'm 6'1", and you can see I'm not even hardly touching the bottom. I hit this one branch right here, but you can see the height of these Natchez crepe myrtles there. Gosh, if I'm 6'10", 20, they're probably between 25 and 30 foot tall, roughly. So I'm very curious to see how high this thing will actually blow. And of course, around the perimeter of the property, we'll do some fake application. This is strictly water. It's no chemical or nothing in it, so I'm not wearing a mask or gloves or anything like that. But when you are spraying this type of application, I for sure recommend some type of mask, face covering, respirator, I think is what you call them, with the big, like a gas mask thing, because these are microfine particles, and a little bit of wind blowing, it could blow right back on you, and of course you don't want to be sucking that stuff in, because it can't be good for you, right? But for this example and throughout the rest of this video, it's strictly water, so that's why you're seeing me with no PPE on. All right, to start, it charged up to 3 bars. It goes up to 4. So I'm assuming that's going to be enough to get things going. Let's see how you do this thing. Okay. There we go. So the green tab, this green tab right here is what turns it on. All right, you hit the little red button and the water starts pumping. Okay, so let me read the instructions. So I'm obviously doing something wrong because it's not priming. Helps to read the instructions, so you can just leave the thing off and just pull the trigger. Okay, that's your own. Then you can use the green dial at your thumb to lock it in place. That way you don't have to hold the trigger, and it also kind of acts like a little boost when you pull the trigger, so I was wrong about that. Press the red button on the trigger handle to activate the liquid output. The amount of liquid fed through the tube, 0 to 5 max, can be controlled using the knob at the end of the front duct assembly. All right, let's try it again. So I'm having trouble getting the pump to prime. The blower works and just fine, but it's not pulling the liquid from the tank. So I'm gonna get with Flowzone, see if there's any tricks that I need to know about to get that to happen. I do have another one brand new in the box at the shop, at the office. I'm gonna run and get that one, see if we can finish out the video with that. I am actually glad this happened. Okay, I know that it looks bad on camera that the brand spanking new blower isn't working. Well, number one, it could be user error, okay? And I may not be doing something right. Number two, it could be defective from the factory. You have to understand these things happen in real life, okay? I don't live in a fantasy world where every single thing I get and buy works perfectly from the time I get it, from the time I quit using it. It just don't work like that in reality. So I'm glad that this sprayer isn't working. It may be bad advertisement, or call it whatever you want to, but what we can do moving forward with this video is we'll work through and troubleshoot this together. And like I said, I'll contact Flowzone. Got a real good relationship with those guys. They should hit me right back, tell me what I'm either doing wrong or if there's a part defective. You know, sometimes things are bad from the factory. It is what it is. So, but either way, we're gonna get this one going. And I'm gonna show you the process, what I'm doing to get it going when we get there. But for right now, I gotta run to the office, get the other one, and might have time before it gets dark to finish the video up. If not, I'll finish it up tomorrow. Okay, so it pays to know people, I reckon. Right as I crunked the truck and was getting ready to head out, my guy at Flowzone hit me back and told me what to do. So first he said, take the inlet filter. This is the filter that goes down in the tank. You take that off, put it to the side, and then take your garden hose and put it over the inlet, the suction part right there. Okay, then we're going to cut the blower on, turn the pump on, and then simultaneously turn the water on to force feed the water into the pump. That'll begin the priming process, and then once it primes one time, it's all over. So let's try that and see what happens. Oh, look at that. Okay, simple enough. Holy cow, appreciate that, Annie. So now let's go and finish filling the tank up with water. That saved me a trip all the way to the office. Cut it off, that's plenty of water right there. Let's go and put the filter back on. Let's just check it right here. Wow. Holy cow, that thing is so sweet. All right, so again, I'm glad this thing messed up. Just to show you that things I get and buy sometimes aren't perfect out of the box. And sometimes there's a little quirk or a little trick or a little catch to get something to function and operate. And then hopefully, now that it's primed and now that it's ready to go, I won't have that problem ever again. I know in the future that if it doesn't prime, I just take my garden hose and take the filter neck off and stick it on there and force feed the water into the suction part, and then the pump will pick it up, and once the pump picks it up, it's good to go. Oh my goodness, this thing is absolutely amazing. Look at that. All right, so let's see the four different outputs. There's one, oops, shoot, there's zero. There's one. There's two. Three. Four. Holy cow, look at that rifle. That is absolutely putting it out right there. Look at this thing up close. All right, so I don't run out of water. Let's put it on setting 1. Right there. All right, so let's come right here and see my brick column. See my brick column right here? Let's measure this and see how far away this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm 20 feet from the brick column right there. Let's see if it'll hit it this far. I don't think that's quite making it at 20 feet. Nope, still dry. Let's go to about 15 feet, about right here. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's working now. See it changing colors? So that's 15 feet. Let's back up to the 20. Let's put it on 4, give us some more water. Nope, same thing. Let's go back to 15. Oh yeah. Yeah, 15 seems to be the sweet spot as far as distance goes. Now let's get right up under this tree and see how high this thing will reach. So it's not quite reaching the top. It looks like around that 15-foot mark, it's having zero issues, but 20 is kind of pushing it. You can just barely see a leaf in the very upper part of the canopy flutter a little bit here and there. Let's crank it up on the water and see if that makes a difference. It is making a little bit of a difference. Wow, that is pretty cool. And the coverage, I'm looking at this leaf blade right here that I just sprayed. The coverage is intense. I mean, the entire leaf blade is coated, which is what you want. The underside of the leaf blade, as far as crepe myrtles for the aphids go. Can you imagine like a bifenthrin or whatever you're going to use to control aphids, coupled with the O2Y's adjuvant, and this thing? You're talking about coverage, because the adjuvant is going to hit the leaf blade and even spread it out even better than what it's doing. This is just water, strictly water, and I'm sitting here looking at the coverage is absolutely intense. That is extremely nice. So you see right here, I've got a Japanese maple, lace cap hydrangea, camellia, hosta, two different varieties of hosta, and a weeping Japanese maple, which is gorgeous, by the way. These trees are absolutely amazing. I love the leaf blade on them. Kind of looks like a marijuana plant is what it looks like. It looks like pot. But of course, we don't smoke no pot around here unless we're shooting at something, target practicing. We might be smoking a little pot then, like Mr. Hickok does. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to search him on YouTube and you'll figure it out. So let's real time this, okay? I've got one Jap maple there, pretty much full size, lace cap hydrangea, which is massive, 1, 2, 3 camellia, and we'll count the hosta as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hosta, and 1 Japanese maple right here. Let's see the efficiency of the sprayer. So timestamp it, look at the time at the bottom of the screen right now, and we're gonna start, and I'm gonna spray all this with water, obviously, and pretend I'm spraying an actual application, and we'll just see how long it takes. Look at that, you can stick it up in the tree, get all up inside there. Don't forget the time stamp. That way you know how long it's taking me. So that quick, I've done that part. And what I'm looking for in this application, if you notice the top of this leaf blade, I'm gonna pause your time. If you notice the top of the leaf blade is purple and the back side of the leaf blade has a green color. So that's how I know I'm getting the application under the leaf blade, as I'm watching the leaf blade roll up. All right, so continue the timing on it. I just moved the camera so you can get a better view. But the Theo is going crazy. No, those are not flowers, those are weeds. I just haven't had time to get them out. See this leaf blade turning over, getting all up under there? Of course, I'm just demonstrating the power of the blower, really. So there was your time right there. You can stop it. It literally took me a few minutes is all to spray this entire corner of the house. So without you watching me and without me moving the camera and talking to you, I can probably do my entire landscape. I'm gonna be conservative and say about 30 minutes, roughly. Of course, my big cryptomeria and my maple trees along the outer edge, I'm not gonna do those, but everything around the house, basically, that would be susceptible to bugs, which the maples and cryptomeria really aren't. But a lot of these other plants are. Just saw a Japanese maple. I just saw a Japanese beetle leave out of this Japanese maple tree. So that tells me when I get back from Philadelphia with my son, he's got surgery next week. And when I get back, that's gonna be my first task, is I'm gonna go at these Japanese beetles right here. And I'll probably film that in a different video. But I want you to get close right here and look at this right here. Let me bring you in close right here and see what this thing does. You see how it's rolling the leaf blade over? And that's just super important. I mean, if you have a plant that the bugs live under the leaf blade, getting your product on top of the leaf blade ain't gonna do anything. You need to get it under there for it to be effective. So in my book, this thing gets an A+, and I've just been using it the length of time that you're watching this video. I have zero prior experience with it. I literally opened it out of the box brand new for the first time, and this is a pretty solid unit. I like this. It's got this little metal thing here that if you drop it on something or hit it on something, it protects your nozzle. That way it doesn't get snapped off. And of course, here's your regulator right here that twists around. This is a good setup, nice setup. So like I said earlier, these will be in the description below. They'll be on my website. You can check it out, get one if you want to. They are an expensive purchase, but I think it's worth every penny of it if you are doing this type of work. Battery powered as well. You can see it's not terribly loud. I mean, I don't even need to have earplugs on. I like that about it. I like that you can set the switch and it just blows by itself. And then of course, you can use it as a blower if you want to. And then you got the switch right here where you turn the water on and off. Look right here. That way you can see how that works. But this is a solid unit. Very, very, very nice sprayer. I like this. Business owners, if you want to increase your revenue off your existing clients and you don't have to spend a lot on marketing, it's a simple email that you send out to your existing clients. Say, hey, we're offering mosquito control or a tree and shrub program, you know, whatever it might be. Homeowners, if you're tired of paying the guys that come out and treat your yards with mosquitoes, well, There's your ticket right there. You can get you one and do it yourself, DIY. Now, I will say this, I'd have to read the label on some different insecticides, but the amount of product you use is minuscule. I mean, like tiny amounts of product. So for a business owner, it's highly, highly profitable. For a homeowner, once you get the equipment and get that part out of the way, then your cost on your insecticide is minimal. It's hardly nothing. So check out that link in the description below. If these are a good seller, we will actually begin to bring them in and keep them in stock and house them, and we will ship them out ourselves. As a test run, we're just drop shipping them now. So you buy them off our website, and then Flowzone will actually ship them to you. And again, that's just a test run because our costs on these things are really high. They're an expensive item for us to inventory. I've learned my lesson with this whole inventory thing. I'm not gonna keep a bunch of stock of something that's not gonna sell. I'm in the business to sell things, okay? That's just what I do now. So it's wise for me not to bring in 10 pallets of them and invest a crazy amount of money and they just sit there. So I don't know, for the first month or so, it'll be a drop shipping test run. And then, like I said, if it does well, we'll inventory them and bring them in and see how it goes. So I am excited to use this thing. I think it's going to be really good around the house here. And I'll get creative and probably come up with some other ways that you can use this thing. And we'll show that on videos in the future. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later.